Welcome to the video demonstration of OraDataLoad, a super-fast alternative to DataLoader for Oracle EBS, an innovation of Technevo solutions. I'm sure that a lot of you have used DataLoader in the past, and this is going to give you an insight into an alternate tool. So first things first, when you install this, you need to set this profile option to yes at your user level, and that's when OraDataLoad gets enabled for your user. So it's a custom profile option that you're going to need to set at your user level. And for this demo, we're going to have a look at how we're going to load data using this tool to create modifiers in advanced pricing. So the first thing you do is enable item tracking. So as you can see, a new toolbar option called Actions has been enabled there, and we're going to perform some item tracking. And what item tracking basically means is we're going to navigate through all the items on this screen that we need to populate data into. So I'm going to populate into type, number, name, and then at the line level I'm going to enter data for the level, modifier type, pricing phase, and in the discounts or charges field I'll enter values for method and value. So these are the fields that I want to populate to create my modifier. So once I'm done, I go back to track my navigation and disable it. So what that does is basically it's going to give you a text file when you click OK, a text file that looks like this. Don't be worried, just copy this text file and paste it into an Excel. There you go. It's tab separated, so Excel automatically parses it and makes columns. And what that's done is basically it's given you a header line, which is telling you which field the values are going to go into. So I'm going to enter some values for the field type, and the field number, and the field name. So these are fields on your form. And modifier level is also the field on your form. So as you can see, it's basically showing you all the fields that you navigated to. You might say you didn't go to start data active, the field start data active, but it did. When you selected things from that list of value, it did send you there. So get rid of the columns that you don't want to populate. Some of them will show up there because when you select a value from an LOV, it automatically sends you to the next item. And you just copy all the line level information. Let's say you want to create a whole bunch of lines. I'm going to try and create some 200 lines. So these columns in gray are the ones that are going to go into the header section of your form. And these other fields, which remain, the ones in blue, those are the ones that are going to go into your lines section. So as we saw in the form, there's the header section and the line section. So these are the fields for my line section. So I'm just going to copy paste and just create a whole lot of data, whatever data I want to load. Now remember, we said this is an alternative to DataLoader. Now, if you remember DataLoader, you actually have to skip through all the items by entering tabs in DataLoader to actually move from item to item. But here you don't have to do that because it's inbuilt. So now this is what the tool looks like. So you get a custom responsibility, Technevo Oracle DataLoad, and within that is the tool. So now you want to create a new load, right? So the first thing that you're going to do is select into which form it's going to go. So it needs to know which form this pertains to. So you can choose that from the menu tree. So order management, super user, and modifiers. So it determines the form name, the form into which it's going to be populated. Of course, if you know the name of the form, you can enter it right there. You don't need to go to the menu, but this might be easier. And you give it a name, so I'm going to name it demo for video, and then I hit upload data. Now when I hit upload data, this is the file upload page that you will see. This is a standard file upload page. I'll browse for that file. This is the file I created, so the file I was editing just now, I just saved it as a CSV, and I upload it. Right, so it's uploaded successfully, and I go back to the form and I click yes. Right, so the data is being loaded successfully. It gives me a file ID, and I specify what the delimiter is going to be. So in my case it's a comma. I saved it as a CSV, so it's a comma, and I say create. Right, so when I do that, it creates a new data load for me with load ID 14. Well, that's done. So if I want to see all the existing data loads, I can click that button. And if I want to see the data loads on a specific form, so in my case on the modifiers form, so you can see that's the new one that we just created for the demo. Right, and of course you can view the data file from here as well. So anyone will be able to see the data that's being loaded to a particular form using this tool, and it's good for auditing purposes as well. So tomorrow if someone asks you who loaded this data, you can always cross-reference. Now back to the main form, the modifiers form. So here I now choose the option choose data to load, and you'll see the load ID 14, the one that we just created. So click on that and hit select. Right, and after you do that, you say load chosen data. So it tells me the load ID is 14. And this is the beauty of this tool, is that you don't have to stay focused on this window. You can go back and start replying to your emails and do your other work. In DataLoader, you're stuck to the Oracle window. You can move out because it works on the active window. But here, this is residing within the Oracle Forms platform, and therefore it doesn't really require you to be in that window. And there you see it's also a lot faster because it's working directly on the form on your application server, and you can see all the rows have been loaded. And that's about 200 rows that I loaded into the modifier, and it probably took 10, 15 seconds to do that. Now you compare that with DataLoader, and that's going to take a whole lot of time. So you can see it's loaded all the rows right to the end, and my load is done. I don't even need to, I didn't even need to stay in this form. So if you're interested, get in touch with us, get your copy of OraDataLoad. Thank you.